Running a simple errand turned into an unexpected adventure. My friend Alex was going through a tough time after losing his grandfather, so he asked me to help choose a headstone. Highgate Cemetery in London felt like the right place, given its solemn atmosphere and historical significance. As we strolled amidst the tall mausoleums and weathered headstones, a strange feeling crept over me. The air became dense, and the once lively autumn leaves now whispered mysterious secrets in the wind. Alex, usually full of energy, was unusually quiet, immersed in his grief. Our journey led us to a plot marked by a simple wooden cross. Alex confirmed it was the correct one, speaking in a barely audible whisper, while the stonemason presented various options. My attention was drawn to an elderly woman in a black cloak near a grave. She stood motionless, her head bowed in what seemed like a deep prayer. Suddenly, the atmosphere crackled with an unseen energy. The woman's body convulsed violently, and her head snapped up, revealing empty, milky eyes. A spine-chilling scream echoed through the cemetery, sending shivers down my spine. Panic ensued. The stonemason fled, dropping his tools with a loud clatter. Alex, looking as pale as a ghost, grabbed my arm and we sprinted away. We didn't stop running until we were well beyond the cemetery gates, our lungs burning and hearts pounding. Later, news reports confirmed that a woman had collapsed and died at Highgate Cemetery that afternoon. The cause of death remained unknown. However, I couldn't shake the memory of what I witnessed. The eyes of that woman mirrored the unsettling inscription on the nearby headstone. Here lies a soul forever restless. The mystery of that day lingered in my mind, leaving an indelible mark on a supposedly simple errand. Okay, listen closely, because this is seriously messing with me right now. I was just on this ghost tour in Savannah, Georgia, right? You know, the whole spooky carriage ride through the historic Bonaventure Cemetery thing. It was supposed to be fun, a little cheesy even. But let me tell you, fun went out the window about 10 minutes ago. Our tour guide, this guy named Edgar, with a voice like sandpaper and a perpetual 5 o'clock shadow, was leading us past this elaborate mausoleum when things got weird. He started rambling about a restless spirit trapped inside, a young socialite named Amelia, who died tragically in a carriage accident back in the 1800s. As Edgar finished the story, the air around the mausoleum shimmered like a heat haze dancing on asphalt. We all stared, speechless, as a faint figure materialized within the mausoleum window. It was a woman, dressed in a flowing white gown, her face obscured by the shadows. Edgar gasped, his eyes wide with terror. He mumbled something about a mistake, about breaking protocol, and then turned and ran. We were all frozen in place, staring at the spectral figure in the window. Then the carriage horses whinnied and bolted, pulling the carriage at breakneck speed through the cemetery. We screamed and clung to anything we could, as we careened past crooked headstones and skeletal trees. The ghostly figure from the mausoleum kept pace alongside us, her white form floating effortlessly through the air. Finally, the horses lost their footing and the carriage overturned. I woke up sprawled on the ground, my head throbbing and a taste of dirt in my mouth. The other tourists were scattered around, disoriented and shaken. But the carriage, Edgar, and the ghostly figure were all gone, vanished. I don't know what to believe anymore. Was it a hallucination? An elaborate prank? Or did I just witness something truly supernatural? All I know is I'm never going on another ghost tour again. Not as long as I live. I was walking home from Sarah's house, taking the shortcut through Willow Creek Cemetery like I usually do. It's a little creepy, sure, especially at night, but it saves me a good 20 minutes. Tonight, though, something felt different. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The wind rustled through the ancient willows, their skeletal branches clawing at the twilight sky. As I walked, I swear I heard whispers, faint and chilling, carried on the breeze. I quickened my pace, my heart hammering against my ribs. The whispers seemed to follow, a cacophony of voices barely audible yet undeniably there. I glanced over my shoulder, expecting to see some creepy vagrant lurking in the shadows, but the only movement came from the swaying branches. Suddenly, a twig snapped behind me. I froze, every nerve in my body screaming caution. Slowly, I turned, my flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. There, nestled amongst the headstones, was a figure shrouded in a tattered gray cloak. It stood perfectly still, its head tilted at an unnatural angle. My breath caught in my throat. This wasn't a prank, not a stray animal. This was something else entirely. Panic surged through me, and I bolted. I sprinted through the graveyard, the whispers morphing into screams in my ears. I didn't dare look back, not until I burst out of the cemetery gates and onto the brightly lit sidewalk. I'm safe now, huddled in my living room with a deadbolt firmly secured. But I can't shake the feeling of being watched. The whispers still echo in my mind, and every creak of the old house sounds like approaching footsteps.